everybody, this is Sage Valentine, aka Etherblade, and this is my review of Survivor 28 Cagayan, Episode 7, Brains vs. Beauty vs. Brawn, entitled Mad Treasure Hunt. This was probably the most, it's one of the slowest episodes in my opinion, but it had a lot going on. Today there really was no blindside per se, but the truth basically came out, and those who thought that no one noticed them and a particular person who figured that they run it, they no longer run it, and paranoia is running wild this episode, and it's going to stretch into next episode. After the tribal council, the alliance of, I believe it's Tasha, Jeremiah, I can't remember who the alliance was. It's the group with Tasha. They felt like Jeffra should have been gone, and they were really upset that Sarah left. So, in case you're kind of behind on this, so far, the following people have been voted out of Survivor: David, Garrett, Jatia, Bryce, Cliff, Lindsay, Alexis, and Sarah. Funny how there's more women on this list than men. This is the season where they're trying to get out a hell of a lot of women, and the ladies better pay attention, but apparently they're not. So far, we have left Tony, LJ, Kass, Woo, Jeffra, Tasha, Morgan, Spencer, Jeremiah, and Trish. Spencer made a really sexist remark this episode, saying that Kass will go wherever her estrogen takes her. Instead of him saying she'll go wherever her feelings take her, it just came out to be really misogynistic to a hell of a lot of people on Twitter, and I'm looking at Spencer like, sweetheart, keep that mouth shut. Sexist much? Misogynistic much? Kass as her new alliance, which includes Tony, LJ, Trish, and Woo, and Jeffra, to back her up, basically. Which, to be honest, she's like the odd man out in this. She can't see it, even though she tells us she can see it. This heifer cannot see this. Spencer says it's embarrassing for him to talk shop with her, talk about alliance and strategy. And I guess I'm thinking that he thinks that it's embarrassing simply because he's going to talk to her and then she'll go run to the side. Or he's talking to her and there's no point, to be honest, because she's made her decision. She no longer wants to be with the Brain Tribe. I think this is the dumbest move on her part. You had a strong 3 alliance here, and you cut it because you're paranoia, Kass. Come on now. She thinks that she's high on the hog because she got Sarah out, and 2 big lugs played their idol. Yeah, but these 2 big lugs have power in this game, honey. You don't have the power in this game. You destroyed your alliance. What game are you playing, Kass? I've been trying to, come to terms with Kass this entire season. In episode 1, she kind of made me iffy because she was so upfront about everything, but I don't know what she's doing in this game. Then all of a sudden, she comes after Morgan. And like I said in the last episode, what the hell is Morgan doing? I already know LJ, my player, wants Morgan out because he thought that Morgan was looking for that idol, which she was. And she was like a threat to him. He could see it. So she starts talking to her, asking her to go get water, and Morgan's just like, whatever. And then she says that she's being rude. Now, we are not children here. This is a game, sweetheart. What does it matter if the person's rude? Go get your water yourself, if that's the problem. But no, Kass can't even do that. So Morgan says that Kass says that Morgan is an old dog who just sits there. Morgan ignores Kass until finally, because she says, Kass, you've been ignored your whole life, so you should be used to this. Tony pops up, and Tony says, well, we all need water, Morgan, so just go on and get the water. This is Tony playing peacemaker again. Morgan tells us that Kass is a bitter, ugly old lady who is stupid and needs to go. There was a girl on lady on Twitter who says she is the mirror to this and what's wrong with this generation. Newsflash, no. She is vain. She's cute. She's gotten away on her looks. And she figured she could get her way through this game on her looks because of the previous seasons. Because a lot of women in the other seasons, Parvati included, all got over on their looks. They were cute. They did a little flirting, a little rubby-rubby, a little kissy-kissy, and they stayed. So she figured she could do that, but expect the unexpected in a blindside Survivor Cagayan, because that didn't happen. So, Morgan, like I said, is extremely vain, but I shouldn't be surprised because she is the stereotype of a beauty. She probably spends more time looking in the mirror than any other person, or her reflection in the water than any other person on this game. It doesn't mean I'm hating on Morgan. It's just that comment to me was pretty ageist, and I guess she forgets she's going to age and be old and ugly one day too. So the reward challenge pops up. They're dragging chests. They're solving puzzles. I don't know what the hell was going on the orange team. On the purple team, but the orange team was doing it. The purple team, I don't know. Some people were saying it was Tasha. Tasha did what she could, okay? I don't know what Wu was doing turning with Kass. Kass is up there with Jatia with these challenges because Kass is slipping up pretty bad. She's like right there with Jatia. The reward is a Survivor Outback Steakhouse. So CBS couldn't figure out any other type of challenge, so they were able to get serve Outback to come out there and serve some steak. Steak looked good as hell though, but serve some steak. Yo, these television shows and this whole marketing thing, the PR is off the chains, off the charts, in outer space, crazy. So the orange team won. It was LJ, Spencer, Jeffra, Morgan, and Jeremiah. LJ was killing it. He climbed the wall with no rope, solved the puzzle real quick. I'm like, get him, LJ. Go, LJ. So they return. So those who lose end up returning. That's Trish, Tony, Tasha, Wu, and Kass. Which I wasn't I was upset that they didn't win for Tasha, because Tasha really hasn't gotten a reward yet. Like a real reward yet. But for Kass, I was like, listen, Kass, the way you've been acting, you don't need steak. And somebody was like, well, Tasha needs steak. I was like, listen, I'm not down for the fat shaming, heavy shaming, whatever the hell you want to call it. And her name's Tasha. Tasha. They say it like 50,000 times. Tasha, dude. Tasha. So Tony's pissed off they didn't win. So here comes Kass trying to throw Spencer under the bus. We should get rid of Spencer. We should get rid of Spencer. But Kass is like, you know what, I'm not in the alliance, but I kind of am. I have a seat and they help me. Like, no, sweetheart. You are like that. This is high school. You are that girl or boy who every time they try to sit at a table, the people put a chair or a bag in the seat. Everybody moves over so you can't sit there. But they use you to do stuff. I remember people in high school like that all the time. They will use you to do things. But honey, you are not in any alliance and you're done with your alliance. And this new alliance is just playing you. Tony's moving those strings. So, Tony says Kass is stone-faced. He doesn't trust her. I didn't think he'd trust her anyway. She flip-flopped from her team. That'd be dumb as hell to trust her after that. I just make her think I would seriously sit up there and make her think that I trusted her, but I don't trust her. So, Tony decides he must go out looking for the idol. He's in search of a security blanket, i.e. the idol. And the purple group is chowing down in Outback Steakhouse. And a funny thing happens as they finish the meal. Spencer's eating with his hands. He opens up his napkin. He finds a clue. He slips it away before anyone sees it. He goes off and searches for the idol, and Wu, with his brainiac self, I don't know why he was on Brawn. He should have been on Brains because Wu was just off the charts in this game. So Wu decides to follow him, and he uses his ninja self stealth skills and those cute little skeleton toes that he wears. Those skeleton toes are actually cute. I hated them when I saw them the first time, but I like those shoes. So he sees old stupid Spencer with his, like, taking off his pants. He doesn't see the idol clue, but he sees the pants. So Spencer's walking away like nothing's wrong, leaves his shoes and pants. Wu picks them up, throws it, sees the idol. And this is the stupid thing that Wu did. Some people think that it was smart. Me personally, I didn't like it. Wu went and took the idol clue and ran with it, ran back to camp. Told everybody about what Spencer did to put Spencer out there. So then when Spencer came back, he had to cover his own ass by asking his alliance, can you guys come out and help me find this clue? Well, as luck will have it, everyone's out there looking for a clue. Tony's just looking at Morgan like Morgan's either a pillow or a person. She's not doing anything. And for those who watched my first few reviews, if you haven't, definitely check them out. I've always said that Morgan, Jeffra, and Alexis were the three women that didn't do nothing. Hopefully they see Jeffra there, because Jeffra's not doing anything but sitting up there and looking cute. Like I said, Morgan was there tanning all day while Bryce was doing stuff, yet Bryce went home. So Morgan was able to manipulate people to get them to do what she wanted, but so that she wouldn't be the target. My whole thing with Morgan is that Morgan didn't do anything. Tony sees it. That's the one thing I like about Tony. Tony notices things. He sees it. So Wu tells, it was either Tony or Wu tells Kass to babysit Spencer, who's under this tree, and he feels something. We find out that he's holding on to the idol, but doesn't let Kass know. And Kass is like hawk-eyeing him until she turns her back. He slips the idol into his shorts. He got the idol. So they have this immunity challenge where they have to stand on this like beam or whatever, pointed this way, and they have this block on their head, and they're standing there on their tiptoes. Like, I'd have been the first person to go if that was me. Because the one thing, that thing on my head probably would have, like, killed me. Not so much standing on your tiptoes or balancing, but that thing on my head would have hurt like hell. So the people dropped in this order: Kass, Jeremiah, Trish, Tony, Morgan, Wu, Jeffrey, and LJ. Then it went down to Tasha and Spencer. At this point, I'm like, either or of you two. If both of y'all win this, I'm good. But Tasha falls down, and Spencer wins this immunity idol. So not only does he have the immunity idol, he's got the other idol around his neck. So they're throwing around names later about who should go out. And they're asking Kass, and Kass, I don't want to be the one to say this, you know. And they're looking between Morgan and Tasha. Now, maybe I'm looking at this a different way, but these two are not the biggest threats. The threats are the people who will lie to your face and do something else. Those are the folks I'd get out this game, personally. I would try to get Jeremiah out of this game more than anything else, but Jeremiah's another one skating along the ice. So Tasha's the physical threat, and Morgan is lazy. The other side wants to pick between Kass and Tony. So Kass is just like, well, Spencer goes to her and says, you know what, they want to get out Tony. Which I thought was pretty stupid, considering that she has proven that she's not trustworthy. And therefore, she will flip-flop back and forth through this team. But what happens, like, back and forth, like, when it suits her. Because she has no place. Nobody wants to be around her, to be honest. But she goes to the highest bidder. So, she says that the 5 people she betrayed would get over it. She feels like she's a free agent. But like the people on Twitter said, this is not basketball. You are not a free agent. You are a moron. And you're about a step away from getting kicked off the island and joining Sarah and Morgan in the jury, basically. So, she says, you know, if there'll be more betrayals. I said, I know there will, Kass. I know there will. And they will all be pointed towards you. Sarah's the first jury member. And I just keep crossing my fingers. Like, get rid of Kass. Please get rid of Kass. They don't want to get rid of Kass because Kass is the puppet. Why would you get rid of the puppet real quick? When they don't need her, which is coming up, that's when they'll get rid of her. So then they start saying that Morgan is a threat and start coming after Morgan. This is when I realized Morgan is the main target. And they basically call her out, basically saying she's an idiot, she's selfish, she's spoiled. Okay. This fool makes a quote saying when it comes down between choosing between cute over ugly, people always choose cute. If you're trying to plead your case in this situation, the smartest thing to do would be to shut your mouth. But she just kept digging that same damn hole that David did, Garrett did, and Sarah did. Even Alexis dug a little hole herself. She's just digging that hole. And they basically said that Kass is at the bottom because they kept hinting at the bottom and the camera kept going to Kass. I'm like, Kass is at the bottom of this. So the bottom, they said there's always someone at the bottom. Now, if Kass, if you didn't catch this, I don't know what the hell they're telling you. You're at the bottom, you're expendable, but she's not paying attention. And they start calling, and then Jeff Probst decides to call her out saying she can't be trusted. Really, Jeff? We all know that, Jeff. So, it comes down to Tony versus Morgan, and it's 4 votes against 4, and then there's another one for Morgan, and as you know, and I accidentally spoiled it for you guys, but Morgan is the person voted out because Kass refused to flip. She wants to stay with Tony and then aggravate Tasha and Spencer and the rest of them. But Tony better watch out because Tony's name was up there on that list. So eventually his tribe mates may turn on him. And as far as what I was looking at the trailer for next week, Tony, your ass is grass. They are coming for you, brother. They are coming for you. And they're trying to come for Woo. And I was like, listen. And everyone's like, surprise. Woo. I said, you guys haven't been paying attention and you haven't been watching my reviews. I told you. Tony said he was going to break down Cliff's alliance, okay? He got Cliff out. He got Alexis out. Woo's the last Mohican. If Woo doesn't get immunity, Woo's going out. Now, fingers crossed he gets immunity. For this episode, the characters that I'm flying high for are LJ, Tasha, Spencer, as long as he keeps his mouth shut, and I'm kind of iffy of Woo, but I'll put Woo there, and another person from my list, Morgan, is gone. So, like I said, this episode was really slow. There really wasn't anything major that happened besides that, but it proved that paranoia is running rampant through this camp, and it was all started by Miss Kass, and it's going to continue to be pushed around until Kass goes the hell home. So guys, thanks for watching my review. Check out my POV videos. Definitely check out my Hannibal review this Friday, and look out for my Believe reviews and my Following review on Monday. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you like my reviews, you like my brand of crazy, you like my point of view in any aspect of any of these shows, definitely subscribe. I would love to have more subscribers. All 31 of you guys are badass. I love you all. I guess that's it, and I'll probably do another POV next week, but until Believe in Hannibal, guys, take care, have an awesome week, and enjoy the beautiful weather, and try to stay dry if you're on the East Coast, because it's supposed to be raining on Friday. Just a heads up. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye. Subscribe. Thumbs up.